time to do some online shopping. Ooh, that's cute. $60? Who do you think I am, Bill Gates? I don't think so. Well, why don't you... Whoa! Who are you? Really? I'm that girl you keep editing into your videos but that you keep forgetting about. Not sure if you're just really good at acting surprised or you just have super short-term memory. Probably a little bit of both. I like to think I'm multi-talented. Oh, I wasn't really trying to compliment you. Anyway, I was saying, why don't you just DIY your clothes? Isn't that what you always do? Oh, good idea. You're smart. Thanks. You know, it seems like I'm complimenting you, but I'm really complimenting myself at the same time, so. Wait, what? So wanna help me make the clothes? Sure, let's go.
Yeah, you're making me ice cold, not even to inside. Cold like playing with fools. Cold, don't touch me, I'm ice cold.
Hey guys, it's Jennifer, and today you already know what we're doing. We're making DIY Tumblr inspired clothing without transfer paper because you guys love it when I do that. If you like this video, make sure to like it, not just emotionally. Subscribe if you haven't already and you like my videos. Make sure to tap that bell icon to get notified whenever your girl uploads. And without further ado, let's get started. So this first DIY is this ombre moon and stars tank top that I'm obsessed with and is super easy. So what I did was I got this black tank top from H&M for literally $3. Then I took this piece of cardstock, which is thicker paper, and then I just drew on my moon and star design, which is really easy. If you don't trust your freehanding skills, you can print this out. And then I just took my scissors and X-Acto knife and just started cutting out the design. And the reason why I used thicker paper was so that when I was painting, it wouldn't rip the paper, and also I can use this multiple times. So once I am done cutting all of that out, I just taped it onto my shirt with some duct tape. Then I took some white fabric paint and I just started painting inside the stencil. And when you are painting on darker fabrics like black and you want to paint a color, you want to make sure that you paint a layer of white underneath first. So that's actually what I did. You can leave it just white if you want to, but I wanted to have some color in it, so I put the stencil back on, and then I took some light blue fabric paint and started dabbing that onto the bottom and then also onto the stars. Then I also took some light pink paint and painted on the top and kind of blended it in the middle, and that's pretty much it. After that, I just took off my stencil and I was done. I think this turned out really, really cute, and you can't even tell that I made it myself. Next, we're making this really, really cool lace-up tee that you guys have probably seen everywhere, because I definitely have. So what I did was I took this old Kiss t-shirt and then I marked the middle with some chalk and used a ruler to kind of draw a triangle from the collar down to where I wanted it to stop. It really depends on how far you want it to go down. Then I started cutting it out, but you also want to leave about 1 centimeter left on the edges just so that you can fold it down and you can't see the rough edges. So I'm just putting a piece of paper in between. I'm taking my fabric glue, you can also use hot glue, and then I'm just folding the flap underneath so that you can't see it and so that the raw edges are not showing. So this next part is totally optional, but I took some black fabric paint and I painted a black stripe along the v-neck, and I used a ruler to kind of draw a straight line. You can also use like a Sharpie or something, but this is just to imitate that black lining that usually happens on these kinds of shirts. You can also sew on some black fabric lining if you want to, but it's totally optional. To make the wire loops on the shirt, I took some wire that I got from the dollar store. You can also use like paper clips or like wire from a spiral bound notebook, and basically I'm just going to twist that into a circle and then twist off any excess that I have, and this way you have your little loops that go on the shirt without having to go buy those, like, I don't even know what they're called, but you know, they sell them in fabric stores, but you can totally just make them yourself. So I just laid them on the collar in the arrangement that I wanted, then I just glued them on with some fabric glue, and you want to make sure you put a lot of glue on them so that they stick down completely. And after they were completely dry, I just used my scissors to cut out the middle circle, and then I just reinforced it with some more fabric glue just so that they would stay put. And you want to continue with that process, cutting out all of the fabric from inside the circles. And then to lace it up, I just used some old shoelace and I just laced it through from the top just like you would on a shoe, and then just hide the shoelace underneath the shirt, and that is pretty much it. I think it turned out pretty legit looking, and I mean, I didn't actually have to spend any money for this. And the last shirt I'm going to show you guys how to make is this Disney sweatshirt, and you guys have been asking for this DIY for so long, so here it is. It's actually pretty easy. What I did was I searched up an image of the Disney logo and then I just blew it up on my computer. What you want to do is take a piece of contact paper, which is basically sticker paper. You can definitely just use regular paper if you don't have sticker paper or contact paper, and all I did was I just traced out the design. You can also print it directly onto the paper if you want to, and then I just cut it out using my X-Acto knife. Not gonna lie, this did take a while, but I mean, I think the end result was worth it. I definitely chose a really complicated design, but if you want to go ahead and do like a Mickey or like something easier, that will definitely save you a lot of time. After that, I headed over to my sweatshirt and I just cropped it because I didn't want it to be super long. So then I just placed it down onto my shirt and peeled off the backing, and then I just used some white fabric paint to paint inside the stencil. You want to make sure that you paint strokes that go inward from the paper so that it doesn't leak out the edges. And after I just peeled off the sticker paper, some parts weren't perfect, so I thought I might as well just make it kind of rustic looking, a little beat up. So I used a variety of things. When the paint was still wet, I used a wet paintbrush to kind of get some of the paint off. I also used nail filers, whatever you want. You can definitely leave it looking put together and everything, but I thought that I might as well just make it more vintage looking since I didn't paint it perfectly. So yeah, I still think it looks pretty cute and I wear this all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe. That's pretty much it. I will see you guys next time. Bye!